What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today, we got the Cal offseason, man. Georgia, they beat Iowa in the national championship. So congratulations to the Bulldogs. We hope to be there next year. Kevin Fisher, he's going to be our starter next year because James Bowie had a fantastic year. And spoiler alert, he is going to go pro. He's second team All-American, threw for over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Marshawn Lynch won the Heisman, 310 carries, 564 rushing yards, 36 rushing TDs. That's including the bowl game, obviously, because the national championship game just happened. Lawrence Harris, first team All-American, 17-17 in the yards, 14 receiving touchdowns. Deshaun Jackson, 60 receptions, 1232 plus 13 receiving touchdowns. And Jacobs with 48-47 plus 9 receiving touchdowns for him. So our receiving core was phenomenal. And hopefully some high school students have taken note that, hey, if you want to come be a pass catcher, we might want to come to Cal Berkeley. You feel me? All right, Demp, 17 tackles for loss, 13 for Dials. Andy Washington with 12 of them things, 8 sacks for Dials, 3 for Washington, 3 for Freeman, 2 for Demps, 2 for Hanson. And then interceptions, that man, Andy Washington, 5 picks. He won the Thorpe Award. Johnson with 4, Peters with 3. James Bowie, he had the highest quarterback rating. Let me start there. Highest quarterback rating was for him, 207.9. Again, he just had a phenomenal season, 37 touchdown passes. He was 5th, though, in yards. Number 1 is the quarterback Ferguson from New Mexico State. Matt Leinart had the most touchdown passes with 47 of those jokers. Absolutely phenomenal year for the Pac-10 quarterbacks. Both of them are first and second team All-Americans, respectfully. Burgess finished second in rushing with 2,033 yards rushing and 22 touchdowns. Handy, though, he from North Texas had the second most touchdowns at 28 on the ground. Receiving, Ryan Rawls, most receptions, 119 receptions for him, but nobody had more receiving yards than our man Lawrence Harris with, again, 17-17. And then most passing touchdowns, or receiving touchdowns, I should say, goes to Dwayne Jarrett, who won the Biletnikoff. He will be back next season as well. So USC, man, they could be dangerous going into next season. Dwayne Jarrett, he's a sophomore, so he's going to be coming back, obviously. But Reggie Bush, he got hurt. He was out for the whole season, basically, so he will most likely come back for his senior season. And then Lindo White, he typically comes back in this game. So there you go. Rob Smith, 100 tackles to lead the country, a.k.a. Ernie Sims. Mays with 30 tackles for loss. That is absolutely ridiculous. Mario from Virginia, he had the most sacks. Him and Smith both had 14, respectfully, so there you go. And the most interceptions, you see Wilson. And, of course, our guy had 5, so he's tied for second in the country with those numbers. The Maxwell goes to the best offensive player. It goes to Marshawn Lynch. Who else would it go to? Okay. And then you got best quarterback, Matt Leinart, our guy right there in second. Again, the Pac-10 represented well. The top 2 quarterbacks in the nation are both from the Pac-10, and they're both going to be going pro because Matt Leinart, he's a redshirt senior, and of course, our guy, spoiled it for you, he is going to go pro. So congratulations to him. Hopefully, it works out for him. So we had a bunch of guys on the cusp of getting awards. Really didn't happen for them, but hey, a solid season nonetheless. We hope to have these guys playing good football moving forward, whether it's here or whether it's in the NFL. Andy Washington is your Thorpe Award winner. I wanted to get Deshaun Jackson the best return man of the year. Did not happen this year. It goes to Mike Wilson of USC, but hopefully next year he will be up for that award. The Georgia coach, Uga, he is the coach of the year. Marshawn, first team All-American. Lawrence Harris, first team All-American as well. Andy Washington, first team All-American also. James Bowie, second team All-American. And then you got Deshaun Jackson on the freshman All-American team. And then when it comes to first team Pac-10, you got Peters and you got Andy Washington, obviously. And of course, you got Marshawn and Harris. And then McIntyre, he's on the second team Pac-10 along with our quarterback in Harris. And then Daniel Johnson, he is also a second team Pac-10 member. And of course, Deshaun Jackson as well. This is our budget. We're going to focus on training because we got a lot of guys coming back like Marshawn, like Deshaun Jackson, you know what I mean? And we got to work on Fisher. But Johnson going to go pro, Harris going to go pro, and James Bowie going to go pro as well. We already recruited the number 2 receiver in the nation. The number 2 receiver in the nation, he is coming to town. Hopefully, we can stack that receiving room moving forward, because spreading the field out and then still having to contain a Marshawn Lynch, that's just ridiculously hard if you ask me. Andy Washington, he's gone as well. McIntyre, one of the best centers, he is gone as well. So we're losing a bunch of talent, but I think we are in a position to reload. It's not going to be easy. We have no pipelines. Everything is in California. Right, that's basically it. We have no pipeline states at all across the country. But good thing California has, around 40 million people, and hopefully a small percentage of those guys are good football players coming out of high school, going into the college ranks, and we can do our thing in recruiting from that standpoint, just get some homegrown talent. But obviously we are going to want to try to move around into these other states, especially Texas, Florida. Those are big states. Louisiana usually has good talent. Michigan, Ohio State, typically Ohio, I should say, has a good talent as well. So we get the number one, Parks, the number one receiver. We got him, and we got the number three. We have number one, number two, number three receivers coming to town. That's ridiculous. Like, seriously, that is absolutely ridiculous. There were no 5-star running backs that we could get, but we did get a couple of 4-stars. Stephen Thomas right there out of Arizona, and then John Harper from Oakland, California, my hometown, Marshawn's hometown. You know how that goes. We missed out on a center. We missed out on a tight end, but we did get a 4-star quarterback in Roosevelt Matthews. We missed out on Anthony Bell from California. He's going to go down south to San Diego. We did pick up a 4-star center, a 3-star, a defensive end, a punter who's a 3-star, Lee Thomas, a 3-star free safety, another 3-star free safety right here in Pratt. We missed out on another 3-star free safety. He was like, I see the writing on the wall, I'm going to go to Colorado. We also pick up this tight end, a fullback, and Pat Robinson. So all in all, recruiting went fairly well. Nobody is below a 3-star that we recruited. That is a phenomenal class, if you ask me. The top player in the country was a defensive end. He's going to NC State, who will be on the schedule this season. James will be the top athlete. He's going to Purdue. Top halfback, he is going to go to Penn State. Top linebacker going to go to UCLA. So we will see him in the near future. Maybe he will start. Again, top receiver, he's coming to town as well. I mean, the Pac-10, like this era of Pac-10 football was really, 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 really good. It's going to be fun to see how all these guys pan out. Number 7 running back right there. Number 8 running back going to Florida. Number 8 player happens to be a running back going to Florida State. And then Smith, he is your 4th best running back, and he's going to Oklahoma. Top quarterback going to Texas Tech to throw that football all around the town. Mac Brown, he is going to Penn State. These are the only quarterbacks that are in the top 100. Ogletree, he's going to be going to Iowa. And then you got Brown, he is going to Michigan. He's from the state of New Jersey. And then you have Williams going to Miami. He is from Texas. And then you got this quarterback going to Virginia out of the state of Arkansas. So those are your top quarterbacks. And then we had a top 3 recruiting class with 7 5-star recruits. Absolutely ridiculous. This receiving core could be absolutely nasty. And if we just find one running back to pair with him, it could be an absolutely juggernaut of an offense. But of course, our quarterback room got to improve as well. Losing an All-American quarterback is not always easy to replace. So breakout guys, Clark, our fullback, he's going to be our starting fullback at 84 overall. These other guys also have breakout spring or off seasons, if you want to say. Marshawn improves by 4. He goes up to 98 overall. I believe when this game came out, he was 90 overall. So during the season, he improved. Off season, he improved as well. As you can see here, 98 overall. Burrow, 87 overall. But again, we got those 2 freshmen coming into town. One of them is probably going to have to get redshirt, if not both of them. Deshaun Jackson now 89 overall going into his true sophomore year. That means we have one more season with him. And then these freshmen, they get to start to develop as well. So again, our receiving core could be absolutely ridiculous. And if we get a quarterback, and the Pac-10 is kind of known for having solid quarterbacks come through, we could be lighting up not just our conference, but the whole nation out there as far as throwing the ball and making plays downfield. Dials is now 84 overall. Lucas, he's now 80 overall. Daniels at D-tackle, 95 overall. Hanson, he's stepping in because he's actually going to be starting. We still have Fletcher on the roster, but he did not improve that much. And although I love Fletcher and what he did for us last year, that was last year. We got to do what we can this year to put the best product on the field. Marcus Peters is now 92 overall. Frank Carter is now 80 overall. And then you got Ramirez at 85. He didn't improve that much, but he's one of those athletes that's just crazy good. And, of course, I believe that cornerbacks and defensive backs are the best athletes on the field more times than not. USC is on 2 years probation. So although they're one of the best teams in the nation, they can't do nothing as far as a bowl game is concerned. So you got Marshawn, you got Peterson, you got Dwayne Jarrett, you got Hardy, and you got Deshaun Jackson. Those are your Heisman hopefuls, the top 5 guys on the Heisman watch list. We're going O-line, we're going linebackers, and I think that's it. Linebackers, linemen, and I believe, that's it. Those are our needs right now. So I'm going to focus on the needs during the offseason or during the in-season process and then look for guys during the offseason process to fill other holes. We're ranked number 11 right now. Michigan State's our first game, followed by Tennessee. A bye week, Texas Tech, Washington, Arizona, UCLA, Oregon State, Washington State, both on the road. So that's kind of a tough stretch right there. Oregon at home. Then we are at USC. Got Stanford at home, hopefully for some revenge. Then we finish up with NC State. We will have to redshirt one of these running backs. I'm going to take you through the process. Both is 78 overall, but Harper is the fastest running back on the roster as of right now. So Thomas might have a better carry at 82 overall, but Harper, he could be that nice change of pace. Obviously, Marshawn's like that every down back type of guy. He can catch the ball out the backfield. He can run it between the tackles. He can even be decent in pass protection. But to really hit a home run, I do think we need some speed because there were times when Marshawn did get caught from behind last season. So Bowling, he's most likely going to have to get redshirted. Ashley's going to get redshirted, and we will leave the number 1 guy out there, though. So number 2 and number 3 receivers in the nation coming out of high school, they're going to get redshirted, and none of that matters. That ranking, that 5-star recruit got you into college. That don't mean nothing about if you're going to play year 1, year 2, year 3, or even year 4. That don't mean nothing. It's like being a number 1 pick. Yeah, you're probably going to play, but that don't mean you're going to be a Hall of Famer, a Pro Bowler, all pro. It doesn't mean nothing. So everybody has a clean slate here with us. Siegel, he will get redshirted. He's our 6th cornerback on the team. But I will leave, I think I'm going to leave 3 free safeties and 2 strong safeties. Don't want to go too low. You can see that we didn't have enough linemen to redshirt one of our, one of our left tackles. So again, got to make sure we have enough bodies out there on the field. So those are all the guys that we're going to redshirt. Everybody else is going to be playing. You can see right there, scandal in Los Angeles. I mean, hey, when you got Reggie Bush, Lindo White on the roster, there might be some violations. Now, should there have been violations way back in the day? No. I think the NCAA would have been better off just allowing these guys to pocket some money on the side instead of this whole NIL stuff, even though I do think they're going to come up with some type of agreement where, schools aren't just left out to dry after recruiting somebody. But, hey, it is what it is. It's all going to get worked out. I think it's a good thing for the players right now. It's kind of Wild Wild West. Do your transfer protocol thing if you want to. Stay in college, at one college if you want to, do your thing. But at some point, they're going to have to kind of have some rules and regulations to it to an extent. But, I mean, Reggie Bush getting a house from his future agent or whatever the case was, like, who cares, man? I'm glad he got his Heisman back. But anyways, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do hope that the rest of the best today. Peace, love. Hot sauce.